Hi, good morning to you. I hope you are well. Today is N for natural happiness in our A to Z of happiness. So, what do I mean by natural happiness? It's very simple, okay? It's about the fact that we are all born happy. Now, as soon as I say that, I know that there's going to be some questions. You're going to say, "Well, when my baby arrived into the world, he was screaming, or she was quiet, or she was in pain, or she yelled her lungs out." You're going to say something of, along those lines. That's what mums say to me when I talk about born happiness. So what I mean by natural happiness is that that baby doesn't have a negative voice in his head or her head saying that she needs to do anything to be happy. So the if a baby if a baby has one of those little bands on that they have in hospitals, you know, the little plastic bands, the IT bags, has on, the baby doesn't look at that hand and look at the wrist and say, "Oh, I wish that was a Rolex or a Tag Carrera. That'll make me happy." The little baby who's a little bit older, maybe starting to toddle and starting to toddle or almost toddling or crawling, the baby doesn't turn around and look at its bum in the nappy and say, "Does my bum look big in this?" The baby doesn't say, when it's starting to toddle, doesn't say, "I'll be happy when I get to that sofa," in the same way as adults say, "I'll be happy when I get that job promotion." The baby doesn't have any of that. It doesn't have any negative self-talk. It doesn't, he or she doesn't have any criticism, any little parrot on the shoulder saying, "You can't do that." The baby doesn't need to go to a inspirational talk to learn how to walk. The baby doesn't need anything from the world outside him or her to be happy. The baby is born happy. All those things, all the negative voice in our head, that only ever comes from the world, that comes from the world around us, and then we kind of take that in and we start listening to that voice in our head. So my question for you is, what's in your head that isn't your thought, isn't your negative thought, isn't something, it's something that you've picked up from something that somebody said as you were growing up. So for me, I think of I think of the bullying that that I suffered when I was at school. So I had, when I was a little kid, when I was very small, I used to suck my thumb, and my thumb, so my thumb was in my mouth, and my teeth got kind of pushed forward. So I had I had protruding teeth. So I was called all sorts of horrible names: Bugsy, Ratty, Rodent Boy, all sorts of horrible names. And that negative voice in the head that started me thinking that I was some sort of freak, that happened because of the words that that I was subject to, the bullying and the name calling that I was subject to. But that isn't me. I wasn't born with that negative voice in my head that said that I was essentially ugly, I guess. So what is it that's in your head that isn't true and that isn't you? Because you were born happy. Okay, short video today, under 5 minutes. See you soon. Bye-bye.